Okay, what is this?
Last year in my video, I said this. What we are experiencing right now is the calm before the storm. Next year is when shit goes down. March. So this year, I'm gonna say that 2021, this is gonna be a really good year this time. What games did we get this year? Tekken, right?
Guys,
Monster.
guys, this is a hot take. This is a hot take. Okay. I think it's actually unhealthy to look forward to being past a certain date and blocking an entire zone of days and attaching a future emotion to it. Because if you don't get it and things don't happen the way you want them to, then you fuck, man, fuck, dude. It's just, you know, you want things to be good, try to strive for good now, and the blocks won't matter.
Monster Energy Drink Motorcycle 3.
Monster Energy Supercross 3, the official video game.
It's always nice to see a new Strand game. Lonely Mountains Downhill is the game Death
I love that game.
Been. Dreams was a technological breakthrough. Finally,
it's a piece of shit,
to make our own games like Fall Guys, I'm pretty sure was made in there, and Shenmue 3. Ubisoft tried to make Breath of the Wild like straight up just exactly Breath of the Wild. And what's funny about this game is even though they ripped off as many ideas as they possibly could, it still sucks ass because it's made by Ubisoft. Gran Turismo Sport. Ooh, the driving in this game is so classy. It feels like your name is Delfonzio. Paper Mario was funny. Crash Bandicoot 4 was very faithful to the PS1 games. Tony Hawk's game was very faithful to the PS1 games. Streets of Rage 4.
Faithful, right?
Neo 2. Fuck this shit. 2020 really was the
year
fuck
of waiting
too long for a game and then the wait not paying off. Half-Life, Shenmue, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy Remake. These are games that I thought would never come out, and now that they did, I kinda wish they didn't.
Damn, that's hot taking. God damn.
Heroes of the Storm. But for real this time though, this game is great because it lets you play a game like League of Legends without having to actually play League of Legends.
Damn.
Everything about Heroes is faster and to the point. Nobody wants to be locked in a match with randoms for 50+ minutes. That is a fucking nightmare. 12 to 20 minutes is that perfect slice and then you're out. This is no longer a casualized shell of a better game. They have added so much wacky stuff to this game at this point that League is now the smaller game. You have 15 different maps. You have a character called Cho'Gall that is controlled by 2 players at once. Look at how Cho'Gall uses his mount. The horse goes on him. Carrying the horse makes him move faster. Now tell me this game is not a masterpiece. You have the Lost Vikings, which is 3 characters controlled by 1 player. You have a guy called Abathur who just sits in the base the entire match. You have a Murloc character that does nothing. He's just a troll character you pick to piss off both teams. It's so genius. It's not the most complex MOBA. It's not the most competitive MOBA. It's just the fun one. Honestly, this is worth installing just to look at the people in the general chat.
Jesus.
Ori and the Will of the Smiths is a sadder game than Last of Us Part 2. The music is majestic, the artwork is dazzling, and the main character is so nimble and exciting to control. There's a big frog, there's a big bear, there's a lot of cool stuff, but Will Smith doesn't actually appear in this.
Oh, it reminds me of Kindred for some reason.
What are we doing here? Was he the frog? I have played the multiplayer on this to death and back, but if I switch it on, I'll get sucked right back in. This is the year where I found out that time trial mode is the best mode of every racing game. There are 47 tracks for you to death and back, but if I switch it on, I'll get sucked right back in. This is the year where I found out that time trial mode is the best mode of every racing game. There are 47 tracks for you to master and baby park. It's quantity and quality. Racing games have always been synonymous with fancy graphics, and Mario Kart 8 jumps over the bar, takes the bar, and fucking leads with it. Look at how realistic the graphics are. These are some of the most detailed, beautiful courses ever, and they're full of shortcuts and branching paths. We're talking Shy Guy Falls is in this game, Delfino Airport, my man, Luigi's Mansion, Mount Wario,
Mount Wario,
Ruin, Wild Woods is where I found out that Toads have an Ewok village in that jungle. And then the soundtrack this crazy motherfucker starts going berserk on the saxophone.
But where did he go last lap?
Mario Kart 8 is drift-heavy arcade racing polished to an immaculate sheen. And if I don't get Mario Kart 9 this year, I will kill Bowser in front of everyone. And I don't give a damn. Bowser is going bye-bye. Animal Crush. Now the way this game works is that I played this for 100 hours and went, oh, that was a good game, whereas Leah played this for 500 hours and went, yeah, this one was pretty weak actually. I think we both expected more substantial updates to roll out over the year. It's sad to see how much content is pumped into the microtransaction fueled mobile game versus New Horizons, but when it first came out, we had so much fun playing this. Me and Leah would huddle up on the couch and play this all day, catching all the fish in the boat.
I wish it was like a degenerate grind in that game, where you could actually hardcore grind something that felt special instead of, oh, one fish or one bug.
For the museum, collecting all the different
like
items.
A degenerate grind.
I remember I kept getting a rare item and Leah would go, what? How'd you get that? And then I had to go to her town, which took like 3 hours, and make her the rare item, and then she would give me like 20 items I never saw before in my life. It was such a happy, relaxing time. Everybody was playing this game and having so much fun, but then everything changed. Coach is dead. Road is dead. Tom Nook is arrested and dead. I go to the beach and I look for the stupid art dealer. He's never there. Going to the store and it's all items I already have. It seems like Animal Crossing is over for now, but it was fun while it lasted.
Oh, okay.
Every time a new bullshit hard game comes out, you see the argument of, should these difficult games have an easy mode? Hades has a pretty interesting solution.
No!
When you start off,
you know what? No, I don't agree with that. Games should not have an easy mode. Dude, if the game's philosophy is that you can't get past an area because it's difficult, then you don't deserve to get past this area, and you don't just refund the game, dude. Just refund the game, pussy. That's it, dude. You're a weak ass motherfucker, dude. Refund it.
Pretty much no chance of winning, so it's on the player to gradually unlock the easy mode. The further you get into the game, the more currency you get to upgrade your dude. So you get that perspective and appreciation for overcoming.
You want to get past the difficult part, get better. That's it.
Tough fights without having to literally perfect them. There's also tons of wacky power-up combos for you to cook up and try to break the game with. I guess you could say that Hades is one hell of a game.
Okay.
Just like Hades, Last of Us 2 is a game where you don't have to choose between great gameplay or a great story. People are still looking at me like I'm crazy for liking this game, but give it a couple years and they'll be looking at you weird for not liking this game.
I mean, you can literally turn off every possible difficult thing in that game.
Now, when we're talking about shooting games, what you have to remember is that every video game ever made is a shooting game. What's special about Doom Eternal is that it's the first FPS in years where the developers actually tried. It's not rocket science. It's just make the enemies move more, make the player move more, and make the player think more. It's everything that worked about Doom 2016 cranked up to an even higher intensity, but this time with a grapple hook. I guess you could say it's one hell of a game.
Again, dude.
In a normal fighting game, you have about this many moves. In Tekken 7, you have this many moves. And this is one of the easier characters.
And then the combos.
The sheer quantity of moves is daunting, but it's also what makes the game so wild and unpredictable. I had so much fun this year climbing through the ranks as Kuma. For some reason, I always imagined the other players taking the game super seriously, and then I'm just sitting here doing all this stupid bullshit as a big dumb idiot bear, and I win anyway. Just on Kuma, I could say this, I could say this, I can come down here, give him the slipperoo, go for the bongo flip, go for the disrespect.
Wait, he's not playing right?
Kick. I can just lay down and say, yeah. So many options, so much room to get creative.
Vanquisher, is that good?
No way! You blocked that?
I have nothing bad to say about Tekken 7, except that the single player really sucks. Please bring back the old school arcade mode.
Number 1. RDR2?
I have beaten Red Dead Redemption 2 3 times now, and what I've learned about this game is that this is a very, very, very long game. The end credits are 35 minutes long, okay?
What?
As a shooter, it's pretty repetitive. It has the world record for most trailing missions in a game. Warma sucks ass, but if you can look past all of the mistakes, this is one of the best stories ever told in the video game medium. The slower you move through Red Dead, the more you're going to appreciate it. The characters here are just so human and well realized. They're not just there to crack jokes, they have dreams and aspirations. My first time playing through this game, I was just lost. The story is so huge and sprawling, and it goes off on so many different tangents. It's like consuming an entire television series. But once you've beaten it and you understand how it's structured and how it all connects, then you can really scrutinize and start to absorb all the little details that are everywhere in this game. Arthur Morgan is loyal to a fault, right? I don't think anybody would argue against that. But now check out one of the earlier missions in the game where they're about to execute Sean, and he goes,
"We either rescue him now or cut him loose."
I'm not cutting anyone loose.
Of course not.
This man might have just let him kill Sean right there if it wasn't for Charles. You'll see this a lot in the game, how characters will change each other for the better and for the worse. You'll also see how they say one thing and do another. This entire game, Arthur is talking shit about Dutch behind his back, and then Dutch hatches up some batshit crazy scheme. Who's the only person that's gonna make it happen? Arthur Morgan.
Dutch is a sucker.
The gang is already on that
Did it buzz again?
before chapter 1 even begins. Dutch fights and schemes, but the cards are so hopelessly stacked against him. Arthur embodies Dutch's pride and loyalty, but as he fades away, their bond becomes meaningless. Years later, you confront him up in those snowy mountains, the man with the silver tongue who can talk his way out of any situation, and finally, he's got nothing left to say. What a special video game this is.
That was a good video. I enjoyed it. The score made a disguised toast video. Oh my god. Hey, move back, move back, move back! Get out! Move the fuck back! Move out! I have to go watch it.